How you doing? My name's Mitch Speed, and I'm a writer. First thing I would like to do is thank you for stopping by mitchspeed.com. I appreciate it. What I'd like to speak on today is faith. Those of you that know me know that I was recently diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. I'm undergoing hormone treatment and chemotherapy right now. Initially, when I was diagnosed, I was contacted by a number of friends and family, and the biggest question that I had is people asked me if I was angry, if I was scared, and I told them no. I said I'm not. The big question they had is, how can you not be angry? How can you not be scared? Why is this happening to you? And my answer was, why not me? I was raised by Barbara Speed, my mother, and one of the big things that she taught me about was faith. And faith is when we take our worries, we take our concerns, we take our anger, and we place it into God's hands and give it to Him. The biggest story I remember with Mom was when I was about 10 years old. I had a brain aneurysm. The brain aneurysm ruptured. I was brought to the hospital, did a spinal tap. They ended up doing brain surgery on me and removed part of the aneurysm. My mother was a single mother at the time, raising me and my brother, but they weren't able to get all of the aneurysm out on the first operation. So what they did was they told my mother that I was going to have to go home, I was going to have to heal until they could go in and remove the remaining portion of the aneurysm. Now what they told my mom on this was that Mitch is going to have to go home, he's going to have to heal, but any time between now and the next surgery, if the aneurysm ruptures again, you'll most likely lose your son. Mom was a single mother at this time, raising me and my brother. She was working full time, and she did it. She went to work every single day. My grandmother came and watched after me while Mom was at work. She gave me a kiss in the morning before she went to work. She gave me a kiss when she got home from work. 10 years old, I had no idea what my mom was going through. I had no idea what my mother was dealing with. Eventually, I had the second brain surgery, and they removed the rest of the aneurysm, and life went on, and here I am, 51 years old. But what really hit me was when my son was born, and I looked at my son and how much I love my son and how much he means to me, and he's my world. And I thought, how did my mother get up every day and go to work knowing that she might come home and her son's not alive anymore? So I asked her, I said, Mom, how did you do it? And she told me, she said, it's faith, Mitch. I put it in God's hands. And I told her, I said, I just can't understand. How could you possibly do that? I mean, how did you pull yourself together? How did you hold it all together? How did you go to work every day and support our family and not just fall apart? And she told me, she said, Mitch, when I walked out that door every morning, I put it in God's hands. When anything went wrong with you or my brother, I put it in God's hands. And she said, when you put it in God's hands, that means you let go. That means she takes the worries, she asks God to take care of me, and she has faith that He would take care of me. And she let go. And she told me, she said, when we give our problems to God, it's just that we have to give them to Him. If we're still worrying, if we're still angry, if we're still upset, we haven't really given it to God. That was absolutely amazing. So now that I'm where I am, like I say, I've been diagnosed stage 4 prostate cancer, I've given it to God. This is ultimately in His hands. The only thing I can do is do what my doctors tell me, take care of myself. My wife takes care of me. My son's helping take care of me. But I've given it to God. And I also understand that God put me on this earth for a special reason. He put me on this earth to, I believe, live my life as a testimony about faith in Him. At 10 years old, I lived through that brain aneurysm, and it's not many people, if you look at the statistics, there's not many people that actually live through ruptured brain aneurysm, but I did. And I did that because of God's grace and the fact that I believe He had a greater plan for me. He had something in store for me, something that I could do, a purpose here on earth, and that's what I think is so important. So when this all happened with my diagnosis, that's what I asked Him. I said, God, use me. And by using me, I mean whatever it is, whatever it takes. I'm here for you. Use me to show what true faith is. Use me as a testimony to what you can do, the miracles that you can create, and the things that can happen if somebody has faith. The ability to let it go and not worry and not stress and not be angry. And that's where we're at. I was initially diagnosed with the PSA level at 194 after approximately 3 to 4 months of hormone treatment and chemotherapy. I have a PSA level of 2.9. It's God's grace. We still have a long ways to go. I believe I still have a long life to live, and I still have a lot to live for God and to spread faith. And that's what I want to talk to you about. That's what I want to pass on to you, is that I know there's friends, there's family that are worried for me, that are upset for me. And I'm asking you not to be, because quite honestly, this is in God's hands. And when my day does come, I know where I'm going. I'm going to heaven. So, but I plan on being around for a long time. Once again, I would like to say thank you for visiting MitchSpeed.com. I hope this message can be uplifting or inspirational to you. I hope this message can serve as a testament to God's love and faith. Once again, I'd like to thank you for visiting my website, MitchSpeed.com. I hope you pass this on to anybody that you think may be in need of this message. I'm nothing more than a conduit. I'm honored to live my life in His name. I'm Mitch Speed. Be blessed.